simpler is better. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about sex and all things sex related, and we ditch the shame and stigma and have a little bit of a laugh at ourselves. Well, really just me while we're doing it. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about the top 5 things that absolutely, crazily, majorly turn a woman on. A woman cannot get turned on no matter how attracted she is to you and how amazing all of your moves are unless she is relaxed. What can you do to get a woman relaxed? Well, if you're in a relationship with her, why not offer her a massage? If you've just started dating someone, a massage could be a little bit full on. So what I would recommend is to adjust the environment itself. Dim lighting, and specifically candlelight, actually has a stress lowering effect. Secondly, if you want to get a woman relaxed, one of the best and most effective ways to do it is through laughter. We know through all the research that laughter dramatically lowers stress. Are you enjoying this video? Just because, if so, you could just quickly go and hit the subscribe button, and that'd be really cool. I mean, just saying. Anyway, I'll let you get back to the video. So why not watch a funny movie together? That's something you can do at home, watching Netflix if you're a married couple, or you can go out and do for a date if you've just started dating. We all find confident people attractive because they emanate this sort of energy and zest for life that is contagious and that we want to be a part of. But what happens if you're not actually a particularly confident person? Well, luckily, I made a video about how you can literally condition yourself to be sexy and confident, and I'm gonna link it up here. It's one of these. But I'm gonna link it, and I implore you to go and watch it if you haven't watched it, because I give some fail-safe tricks that you can put into place starting now, even if you are the world's most shy person. When my boyfriend and I started dating, we were out walking somewhere in the city, and a man bumped into us who was obviously very stressed, and my boyfriend actually stopped to ask him if he was okay. Now, it turns out he was running super late for a job interview. He'd already missed his train, and he was convinced that he wasn't going to get to the interview on time. So my boyfriend offered, out of the kindness and generosity of his own heart, to pay for him to get in an Uber so he could get to the interview on time. And let me just tell you, my boyfriend did not have any trouble getting sex that night. So look for ways that you can be kind to people without getting or expecting something in return. Those little things go a long way to showing what your character is. If you want to turn a woman on, you need to be decisive, and I mean really decisive. There are few things that are a bigger turn off to a woman than a man who doesn't know what he wants. It's a very weak quality. It shows a sense of weak character. And look, we don't always know what we want, but there is that saying, fake it till you make it. So just go with a choice and stick to it. And that means from small things to where will we go for dinner. Don't be the guy who says, I don't know, where do you want to go? Be the guy that comes into the room and says, honey, I'm taking you out for dinner at 8 o'clock and we're going to this restaurant and I need you to dress up. Be the guy that actually goes ahead and makes a plan and doesn't wait for the woman to come to him and say, so what's the plan? What are we doing? A person who knows what they want and who can really ask for it in a very strong way, that is a hugely, hugely sexy quality. The biggest turn on by far, and this is from talking to a lot of women, doing a lot of research, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience here, is a guy who knows how to kiss. Oh my God. If you are a good kisser, you can have your pick. Seriously, if I am with a guy who knows how to passionately kiss me, The clothes are coming off. Take me here and take me now. A lot of guys have been misled to think that the secret to turning a woman on is through doing a lot of really physical things like putting your hand down her panties, taking off her clothes, grabbing at her tits. Now, these things actually aren't so much turn-ons at the start for us. These are things that maybe we want to happen further down the track once we're like really, really horny already. But in order for us to get horny, we need that deep, passionate kissing. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that there are a few secrets to it that I share. And the number one thing is to hold her face when you kiss her. Like, put her cheek in the palm of your hand. My God, that is so sexy. The reason it's sexy is because you're taking control by holding her in that way, but it's not a threatening way to take control. And then the other thing you can do, and the thing that gets me oh so wet, is stroking back her hair while you're kissing her. Now, this works great if she's got a little bit of hair in her face, and you go in for the kiss and you just brush it out of her face. That will do it every time. This is one of the most underrated things, and I wish that men were told about this. There are actual chemical reactions that happen in a woman's body when you kiss her deeply and passionately that actually trigger intense arousal. You won't have to worry about getting her panties off by the time you finish passionately kissing her. She'll be taking them off for you. Trust me on that one, guys. All right, so those are my top 5 tips for turning a woman on.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
Aren't you? So many things are happening.
Yes, yes. You can feel the momentum building.
And the energy, and we have such a great all-female team. Dana and Anna and Christina and Lorraine and Diane.
The women. We're taking over, guys.
We just realized it this morning that it's all women.
It's going to be so much better when we claim our power and get in there to make some of the decisions. It's going to make everyone better and happier.
Happier, yeah. And everyone's
Yeah.
going to have better sex.
That's the point, isn't it? This is the point, that if women will participate more on all levels, your sexual pleasure will rise. Yes.
So what are your thoughts about the comments on last week's video, how to orgasm faster?
Okay. Now, if a person wants to come in a 2-minute or 3-minute, 4-minute slot, that
I work in mom.
Okay. I would say that's a preference, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's your entire orgasm response based on 2 or 3 minutes, like many men, it's like, I would say that's like fast food. It's not very nourishing.
No.
And so fast orgasms are not very nourishing. What I keep teaching is, when you have your first one, don't stop. They say, oh, my clitoris is so
Keep
sensitive.
going.
Back off a few moments, put the vibrator or your finger over to the side or up above.
Sometimes I just shut it off, like this morning. I just shut it off when I lay there
for a moment.
and then I go, ooh.
Yeah, go again.
I'm ready.
And then what you do is, what I suggest is that you have your orgasm, and clitty is very sensitive. Then you keep moving. Don't stop moving and
Move your
breathing.
pelvis.
And keep bringing in air, and just go off to the side for a moment or two, and then bring it back on, and you'll find out that clitty will go again. Keep the vibrator there, but you're no longer pushing for an orgasm. You're riding the waves of pleasure. So you get this.
You're not pushing for it where you're nervous about it. You're just kind of swept up in the
you're
moment.
not going for the next orgasm. You're riding the waves of pleasure. I don't know how else to say it. It's very so what you're getting then.
that's exciting.
Okay, no, wait. So here you're going. You go, and then you and then you come back off a few moments, and then you come back in, and you keep moving, and you'll get an aftershock. Now, some women are counting those as orgasms, and so they say, I had 30 or 40 orgasms
They're
the other night.
aftershocks.
And so it's a reflex. And no, it's just you're riding that first orgasm. And this is the good stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, don't miss the good stuff. It's so fun.
And what about sometimes women say they don't want to lose control?
Oh, please lose control. I love to lose control. The only way I'm ever going to lose control is you got to drug me, heavy drugs.
And heavy drugs for both of us because we're party girls.
Yeah, otherwise you're not. And
they have a high tolerance.
The big deal about coming in 2 minutes is you're going to get 2 minutes worth of an orgasm. If you spend 20 minutes, you're going to get a 20-minute. You spend an hour, you caught a big outside wave and it's going to bring you right on in, and then you'll level off. Then you might want to roll over and take a little nap.
Let AdamEve.com spice up your routine. Right now, you'll save 50% on one item when you enter the offer code POD10.
Hi, I'm Thomas, and I'm a sex researcher. We put a lot of pressure on either giving someone an orgasm or having to achieve one ourselves. In sex, the orgasm is mostly presented as the goal, and not even for both partners. There are a lot of different things going on in our bodies that lead to an orgasm, and even if you've had one yourself, you probably didn't even notice there are stages. Perhaps the most prominent model is the human sexual response cycle, which was first published in a book with the same title in 1966 by William Masters and Virginia Johnson. Yes, those are the same researchers the Showtime series Masters of Sex is based on. From this point on, I'm going to refer to only two sexes, men and women. This is how they published their findings, and largely the following is based on physiological responses that can sometimes be explained more easily as a dichotomy. Masters and Johnson reported conducting their research with more than 300 males and 300 females, ranging from 18 to 90 years old. They used a variety of methods and tools to measure their participants' physical responses while they were engaged in different sexually stimulating activities. These included both sex with a partner and masturbation. What they uncovered were 4 stages, beginning with excitement and ending with resolution. The first stage, excitement, can begin with either physical or mental stimulation, things like touching, kissing, watching porn, or even imagining sexual situations. What our bodies begin to do is prepare for intercourse. This can include things like an increase in heart rate, breathing rate, your skin can become flushed, and even a rise in blood pressure. For females, the clitoral hood pulls back and exposes the clitoris, which begins to swell and grow. The labia majora and minoras flatten and spread outward from the vaginal opening. Internally, vaginal fluids will begin to be released along the vaginal walls, and the uterus will actually elevate and lift away from the vagina. For males, the penis becomes erect and the scrotum thickens, pulling the testicles upwards towards the body. Stage 2 is the plateau stage, which is basically a continuation of the first stage. Heart and breathing rate, along with muscle tension and skin flushing, all continue to increase. For females, the clitoris withdraws back below the hood. The inner 2/3 of the vagina expand, while the outer third tightens and the labias become more red. For males, the head of the penis turns darker. Muscles contract to stop urine from mixing with semen, and muscles at the base of the penis begin to contract, causing movement. And the Cowper's gland begins or continues to release precum. And then there's always the question of, can you get pregnant from precum? But it's complicated, and it's kind of based on when the last time it was that the male came. Technically, there is no semen in the Cowper's gland, but it's possible that there may be semen left over in the same system from the last time that the male ejaculated. So yeah, it is possible to get pregnant when a male is pre-coming, but it wouldn't be from the Cowper's gland. Stage 3, the orgasm. Sadly, this is actually the shortest stage and can be as short as just a few seconds. During this stage, heart and breathing rates hit their highest. For females, there's a lot of internal contracting going on, but no physical evidence, like when someone with a penis ejaculates. Yes, there are women who are squirters, but that's a different thing, and I'll tell you more about it in another episode. For males, during the orgasm stage, the penis pulses and semen is released. There are actually 2 stages to ejaculation. First, semen is released from the testicles into the vas deferens during emission, then during expulsion, it is actually ejected from the urethra. The last stage, called both the resolution stage and the refractory stage, is when the body returns to its unaroused state. Heart, breathing, blood pressure, all slows and lowers. For females, the labias return to their unaroused state, and for males, the penis becomes soft again. Generally, the male will not be able to orgasm again for anywhere from a few minutes to 24 hours, whereas females are able to go back and forth between the plateau stage and the orgasm, or have multiple orgasms. This model isn't the only model for a human sexual cycle, and it's actually been criticized for being too focused on physical aspects of sex and not focusing on the psychological. Masters and Johnson got to watch hundreds of people have sex and then used the findings to provide couples with sex therapy focused on increasing pleasure. Who knew science could be so cool? You live, you learn. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I've got a lot of content in production.
Game off here. So what I want to talk about today is how to make a girl come in less than 10 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a instructional how-to here. This is really going to blow the girl's mind if you do this to her, because you can bring her from literally no stimulation, no foreplay, literally like no physical contact at all the way to an orgasm within 10 seconds. And I know this is true because I've actually stopwatched this multiple times with different girls that I'm dating or sleeping with, and very consistently you can get the girl to come going from 0 to orgasm within 10 seconds. All right, so the best way to do this is you have the girl lay on her back, right? So she's laying down on the bed, and you're gonna kind of go like between her legs, right? You're gonna like sit on your knees. So you're sitting on your knees between her legs, and you're going to wet, see these two fingers here? On whatever hand is your dominant hand, you're gonna wet your middle finger and your pinky finger, right? So you wet these fingers, then you're gonna put them like this with your fingers basically pointing up like this, okay? Straight in into her vagina, right? So they're straight in like this, and you're gonna go all the way towards the back, and there's the G-spot, right? So you're gonna be able to feel this thing. It's kind of like a spongy, like button type thing right on the top, right? So you're gonna be applying pressure to that, and then you're gonna lick the thumb on your non-dominant hand like this, right? Almost like you're turning a page, and that's gonna go on her clit, all right? And for those of you that don't know, the clitoris is the top part of the vagina. Okay, there's like that skin there on the top. We can put a diagram in here in the comments or something like that for those of you that don't know where these things are. So basically, she's on her back, you're kneeling in between her knees. Lick these fingers, they go straight in, okay? Trying to make it so you guys can see. Lick this finger like you're turning a page, that goes on the clit. Now, what you're gonna do next is the finger that's on the clit, the thumb, right? That's gonna be moving like really, really fast, okay? Up and down, you can either go up and down really fast or from side to side really fast, but the point is you wanna make it go as fast as possible in a small range of motion. And then these two fingers, you're gonna be basically like doing small range of motion going up, okay? And you're gonna be applying pressure on both places, right? So, boom, boom, here, right? This one here is hitting the G-spot. It's going like this. This one here is on the clit. And so it's like you have both fingers, or both hands moving really fast, right? In this small range of motion. Also applying like some moderate pressure. Like you're not like pushing really hard, but you want there to be pressure so you have like a good contact in both areas. And with these two fingers on the bottom that are inside, you're almost gonna be like lifting up as you move too. It's almost like you're trying to like lift her up by her G-spot, right? Not like actually try to lift her up, but you're applying some like upwards force as well, some upward pressure. All right, so practice that with the girl. Next time you have sex with a girl, ask her, tell you want to try something you saw in a porn video or something like that, and this really makes the girls like go crazy. Like the quotes that some of the girls have said, like, oh, it feels like I'm being electrocuted, or like I didn't even know like an orgasm this powerful was possible, or I had no idea I could come that quickly. So it's a really good technique because it's gonna blow their mind. It's gonna be one of the best orgasms they've had, and it's gonna make them want to come back for more. This is also useful for you guys out there that have trouble lasting very long in bed. So if you happen to come quickly, this is still a way you can make the girl orgasm pretty quickly after you finish. So recap one more time. She lays on the bed, you're in between the legs, lick here, G-spot and clit, move really fast. This hand is applying upwards pressure as well, okay? And she's gonna go crazy from that, and that's pretty much it. And then one other thing that you can add in to your sexual repertoire is a Hitachi vibrator. So if you Google Amazon, and I can put the link in the description of the video. If you Google Hitachi, it's Hitachi, magic wand on Amazon. It's about $50. and it looks like this long. It's like a big. It's supposed to be like a body massager. It's meant for like the back or shit like that. But this is the best kind of sex toy or vibrator add-on I've found to make the girl orgasm like totally crazy. Like same as with the finger technique. This Hitachi vibrator, when applied to her clit, is gonna make her go crazy. So you can literally use that in any position. So like the girl can be riding on top, and you can have the vibrator on her clit, or you can even have her use it on her clit, doggy style, have her put it underneath. So learning this finger technique and trying it out and mastering it, very important. I also highly recommend you guys purchase one of those Hitachi vibrators. Those two things are gonna really hook the girl sexually. She's gonna be mind blown and want to have sex with you all the time because of that. So
Take two. So if you guys saw the other video, this is the new one and the better one. And we're gonna start right away with the challenge. I'm issuing out a 7-day orgasm challenge. For the next 7 days, whenever you possibly watch this video, I want you to have an orgasm a day. Now I'm starting my challenge today, which is June the 21st, and I'm ending it on June the 28th, and I'll explain why at the end of the video, because it's for a very special reason. But I want to first talk about your challenge, which is starting today, whether that be in 2020 or 2035. 7 days, you're going to give yourself pleasure, and I want you to challenge yourself to see how much better, vibrant, cooler, happier you can be by putting pleasure as a part of your schedule every single day. Now, here are some reasons why orgasming every single day could be a beautiful thing for you. It releases a hormone that is called DHEA, which actually helps your hair grow longer. It also gives your skin more elasticity. In addition to that, there's human growth hormones that are released when you do have the big O, and that can help you to stay younger and to look better for longer. And also as well too, I mean, I feel like people who have orgasm get a little bit of a glow, and that probably has something to do with it. Now, if you're having an orgasm between partners, a hormone called oxytocin is released, which bonds people together, so it can help to really strengthen relationships. That's why they call it makeup sex. It also helps to strengthen your PC muscles, your pelvic floor muscles. Now, what happens with those? Number one, when you get older, you're probably less likely to have a little bit of oopsie bladder problems because it helps to strengthen that muscle that keeps you peeing. Secondly, people who have strong pelvic floor muscles have stronger orgasms. So the more that you have orgasms, the better that they get. It's kind of like riding a bike, I guess. And also, if you're suffering from the common cold, there is no better cure than the big O. Because you're sweating and you're releasing some toxins from your body, that's one way. Also, it releases immunoglobulin, which is the best like phytodefense that you can get against like infections or bacteria. So, you know, do it for your health, if nothing else. If you need to go to sleep, it's one of the best sedatives out there. So having your O just before you go to bed every single day will promise you a better night's rest. And if you're thinking of doing the Prozac thing, forget all that. An orgasm may be the best way to get your spirits higher. They actually had a really cool study that showed that people's brain on heroin versus people's brain who just had an orgasm were 95% the same. So, you know, less drugs and more hugs. And by hugs, I mean orgasms. Yeah. I decided